Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading for Pisces. I'll be doing 3 readings, and each reading will be linked down below in the description with a timestamp. So once you've chosen which reading, which group you'd like to hear, simply scroll down into the description and click on the timestamp that corresponds to your reading, and it'll take you directly to that reading. Of course, you're always welcome to watch the entire video or more than one reading if you'd like. But for the sake of simplicity and making things easier for you, if you want to, you can just click on that timestamp and go directly to your reading. So the 3 readings that we're going to be doing today, the first reading for Pisces is this group 1, and this is green Fuchsite. Fuchsite for group 1, Fuchsite chunks. Group 2 is rose quartz. And group 3 is blue Chalcedony coral. So take a moment, take a deep breath, get centered, whatever you need to do, and decide which reading is calling to you. And I will see you at your reading. Hi group 1, this is your reading, the green Fuchsite, and this is for Pisces. So what we'll do first today is ask Spirit for some general messages about the energy for Pisces group 1 right now. So Spirit, if you could please bring some messages for Pisces group 1 with regard to their general energy right now. Okay, group 1. Okay, this is kind of an interesting start here. We got the 7 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Temperance card, and the Star. So I feel like what this is saying is that you have been trying to realize your dreams. You've been working hard, and you have been extremely optimistic. Perhaps you are starting a new venture, but I feel like this is something that you may have already started, but you kind of may have started it a little bit on a whim, perhaps without thinking it through very carefully. This is kind of more of a labor of love, I feel like, for you, and something that you wanted it to be, it was like your dream job. You started this, perhaps your own business, or it may be that you ventured into a new relationship, and you did so with the idea that this was going to be the thing that brought you a great deal of happiness, which it may. But I feel like you may have jumped in with both feet And when you were presented with this idea, or when you were presented with this opportunity, you just leapt in without possibly really giving it a good look and thinking about how it was going to play out. And you may be, you may have jumped in a little too enthusiastically. I feel like that possibly is your situation right now. That's kind of the read that I'm getting on this. So Spirit, could you give us some messages, please, for Pisces Group 1 with regard to any hidden factors or unseen elements that are affecting this situation for them right now, please. Unseen factors that are affecting them and their situation. Okay, so we got the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So I think that this is saying that you may end up waiting a very long time for this situation to fulfill your happiness or make more money or be that perfect thing. You might be sort of on a bit of a fool's errand, and this might not pan out to be what you thought it had the potential to be, and you may end up needing to leave it behind to find something different that is that will serve you better. I feel like this is going to be kind of a disappointment and maybe a difficult thing to do if it comes to the point where you've kind of hit a wall, where you've kind of gotten to that moment where it's just not working out as well as you'd hoped it would. It's not really what you thought it was going to be. So I feel like you're probably going to hang on as long as you possibly can, and perhaps longer than you should, trying to make the situation work, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a business venture or whether it is, whatever it might be. I just feel like you're probably going to hold on with expectations even when you can feel that it's not the right thing, that it's not panning out the way you thought it was going to be. You may end up holding out longer than maybe you should, for your own good. So Spirit, could we get some messages, please, excuse me, for Pisces Group 1 with regard to factors that they are aware of that affect this situation? These are factors that are in their awareness that is also affecting this situation for them. Okay, so we got the Ace of Pentacles, we got the Queen of Swords, and we got the Four of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords were the first two cards that came out here, and I think that you are looking at this as a really great idea, as the start of something really solid and something that's really going to be rewarding and fruitful, but you're going to reach a certain point in this where there's going to be diminishing returns. Whether this is a relationship, could possibly kind of go a little stagnant, or maybe you're not as into it as you thought you were going to be, or perhaps the other person isn't as good a fit as you thought they might be. If this is, starting your own business or starting a new job, there's going to come a point where either you're not happy with it, or more likely it's not fulfilling your needs. You'll come to a point where you're going to realize that you're kind of at you're kind of at a turning point, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better from that point forward. So Spirit, could we please get some messages for Pisces Group 1 with regard to what action they're being guided to take with regard to this situation? What action are they being guided to take regarding this situation? Okay, so we got the Knight of Pentacles and we got the Strength card. So I'm getting sort of an ambivalent message here from this one. I'm getting the message that you should hold on, tap your inner strength, give this some time, maybe sort of settle down your expectations about this a little bit, and realize that maybe it's not going to take off as quickly as you thought it was going to, or it's not going to, it may not be like the ultimate best thing in the world, but I'm kind of getting the message from this that you should, on the one hand, I'm getting the message that you should stick it out for a while and see how things pan out. On the other hand, I'm getting the message that you need to protect yourself. So I'm going to get another card for this because I'm not sure which way to go with this. I'm getting this feeling to stay in this. The Emperor. Yeah, I'm along with the Strength card, I'm getting the message to be strong and stay in this situation for the time being. Give it some time to kind of develop. I feel like maybe you're getting antsy or you're getting worried about the situation, whatever it is, that it's going to turn out to be a big disappointment to you. But the message that I'm getting here for the action is to hang on, to maybe, going back to the Temperance card here that we had originally, maybe temper your expectations a little bit, and give the situation some time, because it may very well turn out to be not what you expected it to be, but something that is maybe not the best thing in the world for you, maybe not the right thing, but it's something that works for you. It will turn into, or it will show you that it is something that does work for you. And although it may not be your ultimate relationship or business or job, it's going to be a situation that is going to bring you some sense of stability and a sense of control, and not in a bad way, a sense that you have control over your life, a sense that you're not losing control of everything, by staying with this and not flaking out on it right off the bat. So I think that the action that you're being guided here to take is just to kind of ride out this initial storm, maybe, when things start to look like maybe that's not what you thought it was going to be, and your inclination is to bolt, to get out. But you're being guided to stay a while and just kind of look around, stick it out, and see what comes. So on that note, Spirit, can you give us some messages, please, for Pisces Group 1 with regard to the outcome of this situation for them? Messages regarding the outcome for Pisces Group 1, please. Okay, perfect, beautiful. Okay, we got the Hierophant and we got the Magician. So you're going to be able to turn this situation into something that works much, much better for you than even what you originally thought. It's going to be a terrific learning experience for you. It's going to give you a sense of competence, And you're going to be able to sort of mutate the situation from what you originally thought it was going to be, and then it didn't turn out to be that. You're actually going to be able to mold it so that it is even a better fit for you. It's a better fit, and it gives you and being able to do that is going to give you a tremendous sense of accomplishment, a sense of competence, and people may even look up to you as a bit of a mentor or a teacher, but certainly you're going to feel that way yourself, because you've been able to turn this situation or relationship or whatever it is, by sticking with it, by not being afraid of it not being exactly what you thought it was going to be or what you wanted it to be. You're going to realize that it has the potential to be an even better fit, and so you will make it that better fit. I love that outcome. So let's get some clarification on some of this for you, or more messages if we need them. Let's see, what deck do I want to use? I think this one's calling to me. So, Spirit, could we please get some additional messages, clarity or helpful messages for Pisces Group 1 with regard to this central energy here? Clarification on the Star, the Temperance, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups, please, for Pisces Group 1. Okay, well, the Star again came out, even though it's with this big clump of cards, and that was one of the cards that we had at the beginning here. So again, I think this is telling us once again that this situation does have the potential to be something that is ultimately your dream, even though you don't realize it at present, and that what you're thinking it's going to be is not what it's ultimately going to be. But what it's ultimately going to be definitely has the potential to be to bring your dreams into reality, just maybe a little different path than you saw to begin with. Yeah, we are getting the King of Swords. The King of Swords here is saying that you do have or will have clarity with regard to this situation, and your insight into the situation is going to be very valuable to you as well. So on that note, we also got the High Priestess, which is about trusting your intuition, trusting your insights, trusting your instincts. So so this is all about trust that this endeavor or relationship or whatever it is that's beginning here that may come to a place where it doesn't feel like it's flowing as well as you'd hoped. It does have potential. In fact, it has great potential, and so trust your initial instincts that this was going to be a really good place for you. Just be flexible in how you go forward or move forward with this, but do trust your gut, trust your ideas, trust your insights, because they're good. So, Spirit, could we please have some clarification or messages for Pisces Group 1 with regard to the 8 and 9 of Cups over here in the hidden or unseen factors position? Okay, so we got the Ace of Pentacles and we got the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords talks about being harmed or wounded, and the Ace of Pentacles is kind of not sure how these two are talking together. The idea of this not working out, when you've jumped into it with so much excitement, with so much enthusiasm, is going to kind of wound you. And again, over here we talked about some emotion. If you feel like you need to walk away from this situation, that it will be very hard, it will be very sad. And again, here this is verifying that as well, that the thought of this not working out is going to be something, okay, now I understand what this one is. Okay, so the thought of this not working out is going to be something that is devastating to you and just breaks your heart. But this Ace of Pentacles is again saying, okay, and I totally get this now. The Ace of Pentacles is saying, stick with it, stay with it. Don't just be solid with this. It is the start of something that is going to be solid for you. It's the start of something that's going to be a good foundation. So don't let this feeling of things not working out the way you expected them to be the overriding emotion, because again, taking some time with this and sticking with it, it's actually going to morph into something that's even better. It's an even better fit that maybe you didn't see up front. So this card is telling you, stay with it. This is the start of something really good. Okay, so Spirit, could we get some additional messages, clarification for this position over here, the Four of an Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, please, for Pisces Group 1. Clarification or additional messages to help them. For this factor that's in their awareness. Clarification on the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles, please. Okay. That one is kind of fighting us a little bit here. Okay, so we got the Four of Swords and the Six of Cups. The Four of Swords and the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups warns about not this sort of almost immature energy that this all kind of started out with. You know, we started out with the Page of Cups, which is a very similar sort of immature, childlike energy. But in this case, that energy is the energy that might lead you into being in a position of thinking that this isn't working out, because you may have jumped into it sort of with both feet without really thinking it through. And then when it wasn't as magical and exciting and fun-filled as you originally thought it might be, you know, again, you're having these doubts. So this Six of Cups is warning against that energy or that expectation or that you know, that way of reading the situation. And then the Four of Swords is telling you that when you get to that point, and we've talked about this already, but when you get to that point, take a step back. We talked about that here with the Four of Pentacles too. Take a moment to let things kind of settle. Stick with it, but don't run away. You don't necessarily need to move forward with it at that point, but just stay in it. Kind of let things stabilize for a while. If you are getting to that feeling where things are going south and they're not what you wanted it to be, you're getting a little panicky perhaps, just take time to slow down and put the brakes on and just rest and let the situation kind of settle down, settle in, and then once you get to where you're feeling more comfortable in the energy again, then you can start up again. And you know, we talked about that down here too, the Strength card, you know, being strong, staying with it. This card is about kind of taking a break and resting and just letting things heal. So when it gets to this point where where it feels like things aren't going to work out, don't run for the hills. Just take a breather. take a beat, and let things, step back, kind of look at where you are with things, realize that it's okay to stay right there for a little bit. And then after you've had a chance to stay and stabilize, then you're going to begin to see the way that this can continue to move forward. So Spirit, could you give us some more clarification here on the action position, the Strength, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Emperor cards for Pisces Group 1, please, or any additional helpful messages for them with regard to the action they're being guided to take. Okay, so we got the Page of Wands and we got the Page of Cups. So both of these cards are saying, kind of look at the situation with new eyes. Once you get past this initial bump in the road, look at the situation fresh. Take the time to feel how it feels once you've had a chance to slow down and step back. This again is that sort of playful, childish energy. We actually had the Page of Cups here, and we've got the Page of Cups again. But in this case, the action that you're being guided to take is that once you get past this bump, this stressful part, this part that makes you wonder if you made a mistake, once you get past that and you've kind of settled back down again and seen that, okay, this isn't so bad, we can still salvage this, start again. And that's what this card is saying. This card is saying start again with that childlike anticipation, but this time you've got a foundation of knowing where the pitfalls might be, where the pitfalls have been, but don't start out, once you've settled back down and are ready to start out again, ready to build on this some more, start from a place of joyful anticipation again. Just not so uninformed. Still look forward to what this can be, and be enthusiastic about it. But when you start out, start that way. Okay, so Spirit, could we have some clarification or additional messages, please, for Pisces Group 1 with regard to the outcome of their situation? The Magician and the Hierophant. By the way, there's been a lot of major arcana cards in this reading, which is really wonderful, because this is saying that not only will this, is the message that this is a good outcome to this, but it's a permanently good outcome, or a very, at least influential in much of your life, good outcome. So we got the Two of Pentacles and we got the Chariot. So again, we're getting more major arcana cards. So the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot. The Two of Pentacles is saying, so long as you can balance this situation, this energy that we've had here of getting over this pitfall, getting over this bump, and equilibrating yourself, getting back on solid ground, balancing things back out again, so that you are not, you're not going off crazy without thinking, but you're also not just like completely digging in and refusing to move. You balanced out this energy and you're starting again. So long as you continue to keep that energy balanced and keep in mind that that has happened, and that this is the way to move forward, you will move forward with stability, with a great deal of stability. You will, you'll be solid in this, and you will continue to steadily move forward until you reach this point of, making this into exactly what you want it to be. So, Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. We just had, in this central position here, the energy of the movement and the outcome, and your current energy. We've just had so much major arcana that this is This is going to be a life-altering situation for you. It's going to prove to be very life-altering and in a good way. Even though there may be some hard spots, ultimately it's going to end up being very, very beneficial to you and very fruitful, and give you a real sense of accomplishment and a real sense of understanding of your life, and your understanding of your ability to be able to make your life what you want it to be. This is going to be just a really good opportunity to understand that you have that power. So, I drew an oracle card before we started, so let's take a look and see what the oracle has to say for you. The oracle card that we got is Iceberg Submerged. So let's see what the message in the book is with regard to this card. Okay, so the book says, sorry, get a hold of that. Up to 90% of an iceberg's body is below the surface, deeply submerged in the bosom of Grandmother Ocean. Yet, Grandmother allows considerable freedom for her enormous children, permitting them to move about as dictated by the currents and their own momentum. Having broken off from a glacier or ice shelf, they float along the sea, much to the detriment of vessels that attempt to traverse their passageways. Most of us have heard stories of ill-fated ships that have had tragic encounters with these ice mountains. Although the topmost portion of an iceberg can easily be seen, there's still a massive amount of its body below the water that may be difficult to detect, and that which remains unseen can fool us and perhaps even be dangerous and damaging. Whatever you suppress or deny and attempt to keep out of conscious awareness will show up somewhere and somehow. These are your shadow aspects. At one time, you put them out of your consciousness for good reason, yet they remain contained by shame and guilt. Sometimes these submerged aspects of yourself are projected onto others so that they mirror those denied or suppressed parts of you, and you may even harshly judge these characteristics when they are exhibited. Now is the time to allow these elements to surface and embrace them. These may make up some sort of self-expression, a secret dream you wish to accomplish, or even uglier aspects that are difficult to acknowledge or to accept. Whatever you have submerged deep inside of you, this is your opportunity to pay attention to those things and welcome them to the family called you. So I think this iceberg is talking about whatever this bump in the road is, whatever this roadblock, whatever this iceberg that gets in your way. It may seem huge, and it may have a lot of things that need to be worked through. This might not be an easy transition, which is made pretty obvious by the cards that we've gotten along here. There's some definite heartache and some definite healing that's going to need to happen with regard to whatever this slowdown or this roadblock or this hurdle is. But work through that, and you will gain greater power in being able to move toward what this ideal situation is for you, and you will get there. So don't fight against this iceberg. It may be bigger than you think. It may look like it's a little thing, but if you fight up against it, you may end up sinking. So when this comes up, whatever this is, this block or this hurdle that you need to get over, just realize that it's something that you can overcome. Give it the time, draw upon your inner strength, kind of slow down, settle in, and then once you are back to a state of equilibrium, then move on again, and you will do so with even more strength and power than you did initially. So you will be successful doing that. So beautiful reading. I hope that it resonated with you, and if you have any comments, I would love to hear them. If you have not already done so and would like to subscribe to my channel or click the like button, I would be absolutely grateful. That brings more visibility to my channel, which brings more people to my channel, and ultimately that's why I'm here, to try and provide messages for as many people as need them. But ultimately, right now, I am just absolutely so thankful that you came and spent time with me here. And I hope that this has been helpful for you. And I hope that you'll come back again. So thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, Pisces Group 2. This is your reading, the Rose Quartz. We're going to start off by asking Spirit for some messages with regard to your general energy. So Spirit, could you please provide messages for the general energy for Pisces Group 2? General energy of Pisces Group 2, please. Well, that flew right out of there. Okay, Pisces Group 2, well, you got the Death card, and you got the Death card in a big way. So you're going through a transition right now. You are working on or need to let go of something that is not serving you, that you may be hanging on to, or you may realize that you need to release it, and you may be releasing it. But in any case, there's something that needs to be released or is being released to make room for something new and better to come in for you. So right now, Pisces Group 2, you're going through a transformation. So Spirit, could you please give us messages for Pisces Group 2 with any unseen or hidden factors that are affecting this situation for them? Hidden or unseen factors that are affecting the situation for Pisces Group 2. Okay, we got the Seven of Swords and we got the Emperor. So there is something going on that is obstructing your ability to move forward with this, or to release whatever it is that you need to release. Either someone is not being truthful with you, or you are not being truthful with yourself. And I am thinking that it's possible. I'm getting the feeling that you're talking yourself out of this more than somebody else is talking you out of it. Certainly it could be one or the other for any of you. But the feeling that I'm getting is that you're telling yourself that you're perfectly fine the way things are now, but you know better. You're not being truthful with yourself, and you're aware of that. The other card that we got, the Emperor card here, is saying that you may not feel like you might feel like if you let go of whatever it is that needs to be cleared out right now, that you won't have the strength to withstand the outcome. But the Emperor card is saying you most certainly do. You are going to pull from this place of inner strength and inner wisdom, and you're going to bring forth, an ability that you didn't even realize that you had. You're going to be fine, is basically what this is saying. You have a power, you have a strength that you are not giving yourself credit for. Again, you're telling yourself that you can't live without whatever this is that needs to be let go. But you know that that's not the truth. And you know that it's also not the truth that it's perfectly fine to continue holding on to whatever this is that needs to be let go. Because whatever this is harming you. So it definitely needs to be gotten out of your life. You need to let it go. You need to shove it out. You need to whatever you need to do just to get rid of whatever this is that's blocking you, that's dragging you down. It's not okay to hang on to. It is doing harm, and over time, it may take a while, but over time, it is going to take a toll. So right now, you have the strength. You have the wisdom. You have the know-how. You know how to do this. You've got the inner fortitude. You can live through it. That's what these cards are telling you. Don't stop fooling yourself that you can just stay where you are and keep doing what you're doing. And on the bottom of the deck, we got the King of Swords, which also is saying, you know how to do this. You have the power to move through this transition. You'll be absolutely fine. You are potentially picturing all of the worst outcomes, but honestly, rather than sitting in your head thinking about what could happen, you just need to do this. Call upon this inner strength, call upon this power, call upon the know-how that you have, and get started on this transition. Spirit, can you give Pisces Group 2 some messages, please, with regard to factors that are in their awareness, factors that they're aware of that are affecting this situation as well? Factors that are in the awareness. Okay, so we got the Ace of Discs and the Princess of the Princess of Cups. So the Princess of Cups is and the Ace of Discs is saying that the situation that is wanting to come in, once you have made room for it, is a situation that's going to bring you wealth and happiness. And since this is in the position of factors that you're aware of, you know this. You may not be willing to admit it to yourself, but you know this. By clearing out whatever this situation is that is holding you back and bringing in the new situation, you're bringing in something that's going to bring you wealth and happiness. Just, there's no other way to say it. So Spirit, what action is Pisces Group 2 being guided to take right now? What action are they being guided to take? Okay. So we got the Seven of Wands. And we got the Eight of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. So, you right now are being called to trust your intuition, open yourself up to your insights, your intuition, your knowing that comes from your heart. And by doing that, you're going to bring yourself to a place where you have this inner strength that you can call upon. This is going to bring you, by opening yourself up, by making yourself vulnerable, by trusting that that the universe will take care of you, by trusting that everything's going to be okay, by really taking the leap. There's no thinking involved in any of this. There's no pondering or weighing the choices, or there's no waiting about this. This is not about thinking your way out of this or figuring out how to fix this or or deciding whether or not you want to do this. This is all about taking the leap, clearing out this untenable situation, saying to yourself and saying to the universe, I am trusting you to take care of me. I'm going to do this because I have no other choice. I'm just going to do it, and whatever happens, I am trusting you that you will take care of me and that it will be okay. And that's what these cards are saying. You need to take that leap of faith. You need to trust your intuition. You need to open yourself up. You need to trust that the universe is going to take care of you. This might be something really hard to get this out of your life. But when you do, when you take the action of just opening yourself up and saying, okay, I can't fight against this anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but I can't stay where I am. So I'm just going to put it all out there. I'm going to trust that everything's going to be okay. And that's what you need to do. So Spirit, could we please get messages for Pisces Group 2 with regard to what the outcome of their situation will be? What is the outcome of their situation, please, for Pisces Group 2? Okay. So the outcome, we got the Prince of Swords and the Princess of Discs. So the outcome of this is that you will be able to maintain the determination to the point where you can bring in whatever you're making room for here. You are going to open yourself up, just take the leap, trust that everything will be okay, and you're going to stick with that. You're going to ride it through. You're going to believe that that everything's going to be okay, and it will be. Your intuition isn't going to let you down, and a better life is going to come forward. It's going to manifest because of it. Whatever this is that you're making room for, that is a better thing, this transition that you're going through, it is going to happen, and it will happen such that it begins the path to a much better life for you. It begins the path of just feeling more grounded in your life, having a more comfortable existence, having a more just an existence that feels fulfilled to you, where you feel that your life is right. So that's the outcome of riding out this wave and just letting yourself open to whatever happens. So Spirit, could we get some clarification here, please, for Pisces Group 2? Let's see, what deck do I need? I think I need this one. Okay, Spirit, could we please get some clarification for Pisces Group 2 with regard to the Death card here in their general energies? Clarification with regard to the Death card. Okay, we got the Knight of Swords and we got the Ten of Swords. The Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is again verifying that you're being harmed by this situation. You are being harmed by this situation and you need to take action. Flat out. I mean, that's what the Death card is saying, that there's something that's not working out, there's something that's not good for you that you need to get rid of, so that you can make room for something else. And this is just verifying this. There's something something bad is happening to you. There's something that's not helping you. There's something that's harming you potentially, and you need to take action to get rid of it. So Spirit, could we have some clarification, please, for Pisces Group 2 with regard to the Seven of Swords and the Emperor card over here in the unseen factors for them? Clarification on the Seven of Swords and the Emperor for Pisces Group 2. Okay, so we got the Page and the King of Coins. Page and the King of Coins for you. So not only do you have the strength to move on from this situation that's harmful, but in doing so, you're going to bring about much more abundance. You're going to be starting down a path that not only is more hopeful, but it's also going to be like physically, materially abundant for you. And it's going to, it's going to be a new existence for you where you feel fulfilled, where you feel safe, where you feel that your home is a much better place. And not just your home as in your house. I'm saying like your home, your family, your general earthly existence is going to feel, it's just going to feel full. It's going to feel rewarding and solid and comforting to you. So Spirit, could we please get some clarification or any helpful messages for Pisces Group 2 with regard to the Princess of Cups and the Ace of Discs over here in the position of factors that they're aware of, please. Clarification of the Princess of Cups and the Ace of Discs. Pisces Group 2. So we got the Sun card, which is the card of, just ultimate happiness. So putting that together with the Princess of Cups and the Ace of Discs, the dreams and the wealth cards over here, and the Sun is happiness. Getting out from under this situation and moving on. This doesn't get much more fulfilling than this. You've got fulfillment of your dreams, you have got wealth coming your way, and now you've got ultimate happiness on top of that. And to add to that, you've got the High Priestess, which is about about using your intuition again, and trusting your gut. Again, this is verifying that you already know that by getting out of this bad situation, by clearing this out of your life, you feel it in your gut, that this is going to lead to just so much better life for you. So you already know that. You may not be willing to accept it, you may not be willing to admit it to yourself, but you know it. And it, it's every aspect of your life is going to be improved by moving through this transition. So Spirit, could we please get some clarification or any helpful messages for Pisces Group 2 with regard to the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Queen of Wands here in the action position for them, the action they're being guided to take? Action that they're being guided to take, please. Clarification. There we go. Okay. The cards that I put back were these same cards that just flew out again. So obviously I was supposed to pick them out the first time. I thought I was not. But the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Cups are the cards that you got as a clarifier to these cards down here. And so the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Cups as a clarifier to your action is telling you to reach for your dreams. You know, it's telling you to move forward with decisiveness and to know that you are safe to do that. You're safe not because of an outside force. You're safe because you make your own safety. You are strong enough, you are capable enough that you can move through this transition that you're needing to do, and you will be safe doing that. And you can safely reach for your dreams. This energy over here all in one card. You know, this is the ultimate happiness card. This is the fulfillment of happy relationships and friendships and family and home life. You know, this is just pure joy. So, you know, the action you are being guided to take is to know that you can do this, to, you know, here you're opening up to the universe and saying, I trust you to take care of me. And the universe is saying, I will take care of you. And I will take care of you in a big way. So Spirit, could we please get any clarification or helpful messages here for Pisces Group 2 with regard to the Prince of Swords and the Princess of Discs here in the outcome position for them. Clarification for the outcome. For Pisces Group 2 outcome. So the card that we got is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords here. I'm going to see if I can get some more cards because I'm not sure what this is telling me. Spirit, could I get some clarification, please, for the Nine of Swords with regard to the outcome for Pisces Group 2? Page of Swords and the Ten of Coins. So the Nine of Swords, what the Nine of Swords is saying is that your loved ones are going to be afraid for you. As you go through this, there are people who you have in your camp, and they are afraid that by going through this transition, by getting rid of whatever it is in your life that is harmful, that is not for you, that is not helping you, they're going to be afraid that you're doing the wrong thing or that you're going to put yourself in danger. However, you're not. You are going to find this inner strength that is going to carry you through this. I mean, it's like the superhero power that's going to be brand new to you, that you've never seen in yourself. You've not had the confidence, maybe, that you could do anything like this, that you could be confident in yourself, that you could be strong within yourself. But you're going to come to this realization through this process. Here we got the Queen of Swords, and now we've got the Page of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the mastery of being able to take care of yourself here, and the Page of Swords is this new realization. So you're going to come to this understanding. It's just going to blossom in you, that you're going to realize, hey, I do have this inner strength. I am strong enough to get through this. And the other card that we got is the Ten of Coins. The Ten of Coins is the ultimate material happiness, abundant card. So this card not only is saying that you're going to come through this and be much richer for having gone through it, but see, now here you've got your loved ones again. They're going to be shocked and amazed and so happy for you. They're going to be relieved. They're going to be happy. They're going to be joyous. They're going to be behind you, and they're going to stand behind you from now on. You're going to have this solid base behind you from now on, because they're going to see this new strong woman or strong man or strong whoever. They're going to see this strong being come out and take charge and be strong and be okay, and just not only okay, but be confident. This is going to be a whole new confidence level for you that you're going to gain through this. And it's going to be something that is going to be like permanent. It's going to stay with you. You're going to learn this new sense of confidence, and you're going to learn this new sense of self-worth, and you are going to believe it from here on out. And it's going to lead you to just a much more abundant life than you've ever thought was possible. So very hopeful reading there for you, Pisces Group 2. Maybe not an easy start, but it's something that ultimately you are going to reach a place that not only your life in the material realm is going to be better, but yourself, your heart, your strength, your inner strength is going to be better for this situation too. Beforehand, I pulled an oracle card for you, so let's see what that was. So the oracle card that we got is Ancestors, Generations. Ancestors and Generations. I love this card. I love the picture on this card. It's Aboriginal art, and it's so cool. So let's see what the book says about ancestors. I believe this is the first card in the deck. Yes. Ancestors are those from whom we are descended, with a lineage that starts with our parents and grandparents and stretches back hundreds and even thousands of years. We carry our ancestors' bloodline and are connected to them both genetically and spiritually, in an underlying continuity of which we may only barely be aware. Although environment and circumstances contribute to shaping us, particularly when we're young, an innate thread of kinship exists that has run the course of history for thousands of years and is contained in our bodies and in our being. Since we're biologically and soulfully connected to these spirit beings, we can readily call upon them for guidance and assistance in matters concerning our family, community, and ourselves. In this card's image, the hands symbolize the constant connection with the past. The Australian Aborigines consider their ancestors the core of their spirituality and culture, and the rainbow serpent, the spirit being that created all of life on earth, intertwines herself through the hands' fingers, representing how the Aborigines honor all of creation. No matter our lineage, we have much to learn from our ancestors. Snakes, by the way, are a symbol of transformation. We started this entire reading with the Death card, which is the card of transformation. So again, this is telling you that this transformation is coming for you. And you, the bigger message that maybe didn't come out in this reading, although down here when I talked about opening yourself up to the universe, again, the universe includes the spirits who watch over us, and those are our ancestors as well as others. So, that's another strength for you to draw from here. You have within you the blood of your ancestors. You're deeply connected to your lineage, the most immediate proof of that being the physical resemblance you have to your mother and father, and perhaps even your grandparents. Yet beyond that, although unknown to your usual senses, you are connected to an ancestry that reaches back through the millennia. This is the time to call upon these ancestors, those who are of your bloodline, as well as those ancient ones who have walked the land that you walk now. In many indigenous cultures, it is believed that the essence of our ancestors inhabits many of the physical aspects of the land. In other words, they are in the trees, the water, the air, the animals, the stones, their blood being in the very dirt and sand you tread upon. Next time you're outside, allow your senses to open up to those ancestors who abide in the physical world. And any time at all, allow your heart to open to those spirits to whom you are related through your heredity, and those to whom you are connected by virtue of the land upon which you live. So this card is just bringing in yet another resource for you, another way to draw upon your strength as you go through this transition. You have the connection to the land, you have the connection to your ancestors, you have the connection to the spirits, to the universe. It's all there for you. So open yourself up, give yourself over to it, and say, I'm trusting you, help me with this. And they will. So this has been a beautiful reading. Thank you, Pisces Group 2, for letting me do this reading for you. I am so grateful to be able to do this. And I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, if you have any comments, I would love to hear them. I would also be grateful if you feel called to, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, the bell button. All of those things bring visibility to this channel, and they bring people here so that they can get these messages too. And ultimately, that's why I'm here, to bring these messages to whoever needs them. So I am grateful that you have taken the time to be here with me. I am so very grateful for that. And I hope that you will come back again, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you. Hi, Pisces Group 3. This is your reading, the blue Chalcedony coral, which is such a cool piece. So the first thing that we'll do is ask Spirit for some messages about your general energies right now. So Spirit, could we please have some messages for the general energy of Pisces Group 3? Messages for the general energies of Pisces Group 3. Okay. We got the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups. So, Pisces, I feel like right now you are stuck about a decision. You're feeling kind of tied up. You're feeling like you're not sure how to move forward. You're just really stuck. You're trying to make some decision and you just can't force yourself to make it. So Spirit, could you please give some messages for Pisces Group 3 with regard to any hidden or unseen factors that are affecting this situation for them? Hidden or unseen factors affecting the situation for Pisces Group 3, please. Hidden or unseen factors that are affecting the situation for Pisces Group 3. Let me stop here a minute. I feel like you're having trouble making this decision because you're afraid that you fear that it might hurt someone. It could hurt someone if you make the wrong decision. So that's what's kind of tying you up about this decision, I feel like. So messages with regard to any unseen factors for Pisces Group 3, please. Okay, yeah. So we got the Hanged Man and the King of Wands. The Hanged Man and the King of Wands. So the energy that I'm getting here is that being patient about this is going to illuminate the situation for you. You may feel like it's just really important that you make this decision. You might feel like it's really pressing and that you are just urgently in need of making a choice, of moving forward, of acting on this, of you feel like you really need to do this, but you're afraid to do it because you're afraid it might hurt someone. So the unseen factors here, the hidden factors that you are not seeing, is that if you can remain patient about this, give it some time, settle your emotions down. Right now I feel like you're feeling kind of frantic about needing to decide, about needing to just make a decision, take a side. But this is saying if you can give it some time, be patient, you're going to see the bigger picture. It's all going to become much more clear what you need to do and what decision you should make and what's the best decision for everyone. But don't rush it. Don't rush making this decision. So Spirit, if we could please get some messages for Pisces Group 3 with regard to factors that are in their awareness, factors that they are aware of that are affecting the situation. Yeah. So what you know is that if you make the wrong decision, or if you make any decision right now, you feel like it is going to affect, it's going to hurt someone's feelings. Right now you feel like moving ahead with this decision, in fact, you feel like there's almost no way to avoid hurting someone's feelings. If you go one way, you're going to hurt one person's feelings or one group's feelings. If you go the other way, you're going to hurt the other person or the other group's feelings. You're kind of in the middle of a tug of war here. So that, you're just feeling like you can't move forward without hurting somebody's feelings in this situation. There's just a lot of emotion at stake. So, Spirit, could you please provide messages for Pisces Group 3 with regard to what action they're being called to take right now? What action are they being called to take? For Pisces Group 3, please. The action for Pisces Group 3. Okay. So we got the Judgment card and we got the Eight of Coins. Judgment and the Eight of Coins. So I feel like these cards are saying what you need to do is you need to put in the time and the effort to understand who is right in this situation. I feel like it could be that the situation is that there are two sides that are wanting you to take a side, and they're against each other, and they're wanting you to take a side, like that'll be the deciding vote. But the action that you're being guided to take is to you're either being guided to see, to do more work to understand the situation before you make any decision, before you take any side, or you're being called to not take a side. Yeah, I think that might be what the decision is, that you are being called to stand your ground. You don't have to side with either side. It's not up to you to be the one to pass judgment on this conflict. It's not fair for them to make you take a side. You may not have a horse in this race. You may not really care that much about whatever the situation is, whatever the dispute is about. You very likely, by being patient here and having this insight, you will come to see that you don't have to take a side. You can stay where you are. I don't know if this is going to blow over or if it will continue to create a rift, but you don't have to go with one side or the other. You don't have to pass judgment on this situation. You don't have to make a decision. You can stay neutral. You can stay in the middle ground, and no one on either side ultimately is going to blame you for that. They may really want you to see their side of it, and you can discuss it with them, certainly, but you don't have to agree with either side. It could be something that to you seems like it's just unnecessary, that it's creating such a chasm between the two sides. So you don't want to add to that. You just want to stay in this middle place. And that's what you're being guided to do. You're being guided to just stand your ground, stay in this middle place, don't pass judgment, but understand that the bigger judgment is that this dispute is not worthy of tearing apart these two groups. So you're being guided to not add fuel to the fire. Even though you're really being pressed right now to jump, to make a decision. I mean, that's what this card here to me is saying. You are being pressed to jump one way or the other, but you're tied up with this. You're going to end up in a very bad place if you jump into the water when your hands are tied, when you're tied up with this decision. So the action that you're being guided to take is to not take a side. Don't take a side. If you are patient, if you wait this out, it will resolve, at least to the point where you aren't being pushed or forced or pressured to take a side. It may be that this situation, this rift, whatever this is, will continue, but after some of the fervor dies down, after some of the emotion goes out of it, and again, it's a very emotional situation. We already saw that. But maybe after a while, when some of that emotion goes out of it, there may still be a division between the two sides, but they won't blame you for not taking a side. So at this point, you're being guided to stand your ground. Don't take a side. And by not taking a side, that doesn't mean don't go with one side, but it also means don't go against either side either. Make them aware, if you need to, that you understand that they have a point and they have strong feelings about their side of it, but it's just not for you to, it's not for you. It's just not something that you need to take a side or want to take a side in. You love people on both sides, so you don't want to take a side. And the fact of the matter is, you probably don't feel strongly about either side. What you feel strongly about is that it's creating a division with these people that you most likely love. So Spirit, could you please give us some messages for Pisces Group 3 with regard to what the outcome to this situation will be? The outcome for Pisces Group 3, please. Okay, so the outcome cards that we got are the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. and the Four of Wands. So the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords, this situation is going to cause you some heartache, most definitely. And you're going to need to probably withdraw from it for quite some time. You're going to need to step back, step out of the fray, refuse to engage with this. There's going to be people who are angry because you won't take their side. There's going to be people who are hurt because you won't take their side. There's just going to be a lot of heartache with regard to this. But you have got to step away for some time. And you'll know when it's all right to go back, because someone's going to come to you and they're going to tell you that they understand why you didn't want to get involved, and they don't blame you for not getting involved. They're going to come to you and they're going to announce to you that they're okay with your decision to not decide. And that's going to take some time, because this is going to have to kind of cool down a little bit. But there will be someone that cares about you deeply, who's going to come to you and they're going to tell you, and they're very likely going to tell the rest of the people involved, that it was unfair of them to put you in the middle. So this will eventually resolve, but not before it causes some heartache and you needing to move away for a while, to step back from the situation. But eventually there's going to be, I suspect, one particular individual who's going to come forth and have the strength to say to you, as well as everyone else, or at least some of the other parties involved, that it's not fair to put you in the middle of this situation. And there will be others who will come forward and recognize that and admit it and be remorseful and be sorry for doing that, for putting you in that situation. So let's get some clarification for you. See if we can get any other helpful messages from Spirit here. Spirit, for Pisces Group 3, could we get some additional clarification, some helpful messages for this situation for them? First of all, can we clarify the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups for them, if there's any helpful messages or clarification? Okay. So we got the Five of Swords and we got the Ten of Cups. So I think that this is just saying what we've kind of seen in the outcome here, that people are going to have to come to a place where they're not so combative. They're going to have to kind of come to a place where they're going to let this drop before there's going to be any harmony that comes from the situation. This is just I think most everyone involved is so armored against letting their guard down or letting their position rest, that I think that it's going to have to come around to a point where everybody's just kind of tired of the whole situation. And then hopefully, once that happens, there will be harmony restored, at least to a certain extent, for this situation. So, Spirit, could we get some additional messages or clarification for Pisces Group 3 with regard to the Hanged Man and the King of Wands, please? Whoa, sorry. You're throwing cards at me. Sorry. Additional messages, Spirit, regarding the Hanged Man and the King of Wands. Okay. We got the Two of Wands and the Sun card. So, with regard to clarification of the Hanged Man and the King of Wands, I believe that we are just kind of getting the same message again. This one is saying that, you know, there are these two sides, but don't take either side. Just don't take a side, wait it out, and things will clarify for you. As you step back and give this some time, you'll begin to see the light of the situation. It will become much clearer to you. It will be illuminated as to the fact that you need to just not feed the flames of this situation. You will see how important that is. You'll begin to see, not only will you begin to understand how important that it is that you stay neutral, but it will begin to give you a sense of some sense of feeling more whole, of feeling less wounded, a little bit of happiness perhaps, by being able to step back and being able to understand that you don't have to, I mean, this is tearing you apart, thinking about taking a side against either of these sides. And so by removing yourself from the situation and giving it some time, it's going to give you some clarity. It's going to illuminate the situation for you so that you can see that by not taking a side, you're really not hurting anybody. They're so caught up in trying to get somebody on their side that they don't realize, you know, what this is doing potentially to you, and that it's not necessary that you take a side, take their side versus someone else's side. It's just not necessary. It's not going to change anything. All it's going to do is create animosity with the other side. And so by giving this some room, by giving this some space, by giving this some time, you will begin to see that eventually they're going to understand that too. And you will begin to see that it doesn't make sense for you to take a side, and that's okay. So Spirit, could we get some clarification, please, for the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups for Pisces Group 3? Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups, clarification or any helpful messages with regard to that for them. Okay. Okay, so we got the Nine of Swords, which is the card that we had up here. So again, this is going to require you to step back, and it's going to be painful. It feels really rough, but you don't, there's no action that you can take right now. There's nothing that you can do that's going to make the situation better. There's no act that is going to make this any better. So the only action that you can take right now is to not take any action, to wait this situation out, and it's not going to be comfortable. But you have this Emperor card here. You have the wisdom, you have the strength. You can stand alone. You can stand alone in this. You have the strength to stand alone, to be the lone wolf. And that's what you're going to need to do. You need to just be within yourself. You need to find that inner strength to wait this out. So Spirit, could we get some additional clarification, please, for Pisces Group 3 with regard to the Eight of Coins and the Judgment card here? Eight of Coins and the Judgment, the action that they're being guided to take. So we got the Prince of Swords and we got the Two of Discs. So the Prince of Swords is here about determination. So you need to, it's going to take all the willpower that you have to stay out of this. But you have to stay balanced. You have to keep the balance between these two warring factions. There's this huge division between the two, but the only way that you can survive in the middle is by being balanced with both sides. So if you go to one side, obviously that tips the balance, regardless of which way you go. So you can't go either way. You have to stay here where it's balanced. You have to stay in the middle. You have to have the determination to stick it out, to not choose a side, to not knock things off kilter, to not upset the balance between these two groups, even though they don't feel like they're balanced right now because they're warring against one another. So long as you don't go to one side or the other, you're not upsetting that balance. And that's what you need to do. Again, that's the action that you need to do. Stand your ground. Don't pass judgment. Don't upset the balance. Don't go one way or the other. You need to just wait until they calm down enough to understand that you're not part of this. You don't have to be part of this. You don't have to take a side. So Spirit, could we get some additional messages, please, or clarification for Pisces Group 3 with regard to the Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Wands, please? Their outcome card here. Okay, so the outcome card that we got here is the Ten of Discs. And so the Ten of Discs is saying that the outcome ultimately is going to be that you're going to reestablish your equilibrium, if not everyone else's equilibrium. Again, equilibrium doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to work things out and come back together again. That may not happen. It may, but it may not. But what is going to happen is that they're going to be stable within themselves. They're not going to be pulling each other back and forth, and they're not going to be pulling you back and forth in the middle of it. So equilibrium is going to be reestablished. You're going to be back on solid ground, and you're going to be okay with both sides of this. Whether they come back together or not, they're going to come to understand and admit that that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you against them. It just makes you within yourself. And that's okay. You don't have to be with them, but you don't have to be against them either. And they're going to come to understand that equilibrium is going to be reestablished. And again, here we're talking about this balance, this tentative balance right now. Right now, things are very tentative. The balance is fragile right now. But there will come a time, there's going to be a time where that balance is no longer fragile. It's going to be, things are going to get stable again. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be fixed, but it does mean that they're not going to be tugging and pulling and fighting anymore. So perhaps not the happiest outcome, but definitely a better place than where things are right now. Pisces, I hope that this was helpful for you. I did pull an oracle card ahead of time, so let's take a look at this oracle card and see what cards you got. So the card that you got is Wind Activation. So let's take a look and see what the book says. I'm feeling like wind activation is kind of what we've been talking about this whole time here, that these two groups are kind of pretty activated and trying to activate you, but let's see what the message is. So the book says, the various currents of air that circulate on our planet can be gentle enough to tickle the hairs on our arms, or so fierce that they destroy man-made structures, as well as trees and other vegetation. Wind moves the air to circulate the atmosphere and keep it from becoming stagnant. When there's no movement, the atmosphere feels somehow heavier, Gentle breezes help cool the land and pollinate flowers, whereas more tempestuous winds can snap tree branches off and stir something deeply within us. More violent winds can create temporary chaos with their ferocity. I feel like that's kind of where these things are now. No matter the degree of intensity, wind will activate us. In this image, the breath of the god of wind stirs the sea and rearranges the sky. As this occurs, the weather shifts. The effects, even in this small area, send ripples throughout, blending and dancing with the water and the sky. It activates the atmosphere, and the world feels more alive when there is wind. The lethargy you feel is the result of a lack of activation. In other words, something that stirs your senses. This could be anything from walking outdoors, feeling the breeze on your body, or inhaling the different aromas that nature herself provides. Or it could be finding the pleasure in a warm bath that helps you release the tension and stress from your mind and body. Music may activate your hearing, which sparks the pleasure centers in your brain. Art may activate your emotional responses. A touch of another human may activate a deep need to be physically held in some manner once again. Now is the time for action. Engage in some activity and be fully present so that you forget about your surroundings and enter into that timeless and multidimensional experience of union with the focus of your creative attention. Let your physical body be active. Movement alone, whether quietly dancing by yourself or hiking up that hill over yonder, will require you to be as present as possible in your body. Enjoy. I'm not sure that the message of the book is entirely what this card was speaking. I think that perhaps the message of the wind, the activation that it speaks of, I think is kind of the wind is blowing and activating these two groups who are pushing against each other. But that ultimately that will calm down. That will come to a place again where there is stillness and gentle breezes. I think that the volatility of the situation also speaks of the potential volatility of the wind, but that it will always kind of come back to a place where it never completely destroys everything. It always reaches a state of being in equilibrium. Again, we're talking about this equilibrium up here. So while the winds might be blowing awfully hard right now, give it some time and they'll die down. And when they do die down, that's when we can go out and refresh ourselves and reconnect. So I think, maybe that's what this card is telling you, that while the winds might be blowing very hard right now and feel really, really difficult to go against, give it some time and it'll settle down, and then you can go back out again. We've had these cards, the Nine of Swords here twice, of sort of pulling in and protecting yourself. So I think that that's also what this wind card is talking about. When the wind is activated, you need to go inside and protect yourself. And then when things settle down again, then you can venture back out and reestablish this harmony and this equilibrium, because it will happen. It always does. So, Pisces Group 3, I hope that this reading was helpful to you. If it resonates with you, or if you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them in the comments section. I would also, if you feel inclined, greatly appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, click the like button, the bell button, all those things. They bring some more visibility to my more visibility to my channel, which brings people here to receive the messages that they need, that I'm here to provide. And that's why I'm here. So I am grateful that you have taken the time to spend this time with me. Again, I hope this was helpful to you. Please do come back again. Perhaps there will be a more hopeful reading in the future. I hope so. I hope we can get to a point where I can give you a reading that everything has settled down and everything has come back to being in a good place and everybody's happy. And so that's your next reading. Come back and see next time. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.